If you've been involved in an accident with an Amazon delivery driver, I'm going to give you some important information that you need to know, so stay tuned. If you've been involved in an accident with an Amazon delivery driver, there's some important things you need to know that make Amazon cases a little bit different from other types of cases. First off, Amazon drivers are expected to deliver multiple packages in a fixed amount of time. And sometimes they travel fast, and sometimes safety can fall by the wayside in lieu of efficiency. And so you need to be careful and make sure that you're protected because Amazon also has some extremely high powered lawyers that enter in their cases that represent them after an accident. And especially when the accident's serious. We know that these trucks are driving up and down neighborhoods. We know that there's kids playing in the street, doing things like that. And so they have entire teams that will respond to an accident after a collision. Now, there's really two types of Amazon cases that happen. The first involved their big 18-wheeler trucks. Now, these are the big distribution trucks that travel from one area of the country to another, basically with goods to put into their shipment facilities. Those are the first typical types of cases. And the second types of cases are what are called last mile trucks or local delivery trucks. And those are the smaller Amazon trucks that often deliver to your home, leave the package on your front porch. And those are entirely different in how they operate and the standards that are ultimately required of them. And so whether or not you have a 18-wheeler Amazon case or you have a local delivery Amazon case is going to differ in the amount and the aspect of what, for example, state or federal regulations are required. And so what I would recommend you do is talk to a lawyer who understands the difference in these two types of cases. Because again, Amazon cases are extremely complicated, they're extremely complex, and they have extremely high-powered lawyers. And so here's what I would do if I was involved in an Amazon case. First, I would document everything. Take photographs, take pictures of the trucks, the location of your vehicle on the roadway. Make sure that the entire scene is completely documented by photographs. Those photographs could be essential in proving your case later on. Some Amazon trucks are equipped with GPS tracking and also with other recording devices like a dash cam, but those recordings don't always last. And so the second thing that I would do is I would make sure that your lawyer sends the appropriate spoliation notice. Well, what is a spoliation notice? A spoliation notice is a certain type of letter in the state of Georgia that a lawyer or anyone can write that basically says, please preserve any GPS data on the truck, any video footage, any photographs, and Amazon, if you fail to provide that or to save it and it gets recorded over or deleted, then a judge is going to enter what's called a presumption against Amazon. And what that means is that the judge is going to tell the jury, listen, Amazon should have protected this. And if they had, then we would have that evidence here. And so, jury, you can presume that whatever was on that video would be damaging to Amazon. That is called a spoliation notice, and that's the effect that it has, is that it protects you. It says either give us the footage or the GPS information, or if you decide to delete it either intentionally or even unintentionally, the judge can step in and say that you can assume that whatever was on that video was damaging to them. And so that's a very powerful tool that plaintiffs like you or injured people like you have to protect that information. So that's the second thing I would tell you. Hire the lawyer, make sure that they send that spoliation notice. The third thing, don't talk to anyone at Amazon about the incident. Obviously, the driver, you can provide the information or whatever to the police officer, but don't talk to anyone. Don't talk to anyone at Amazon corporate. Don't talk to an insurance adjuster who may reach out to you about the case. Let the lawyer handle all communication because you might be surprised to find this out, but they might be recording every bit of your phone call to try to get you to say something that could ultimately hurt the case. And in some states, you don't even have to disclose that you're being recorded. And so don't think, oh, well, they didn't disclose I was being recorded, and so they can't use anything I said against me. This isn't a criminal case. This is not your Miranda rights. In some states, they don't even have to disclose that. And so the best thing to do is to allow your lawyer to handle all communication with Amazon. Let them handle it. Third, screenshot or document everything you have about the Amazon transaction. Make sure that everything that you have is protected, basically, of your receipt of what you purchased, the dates, the times, when the accident happened. Make sure all that is there as well. Make sure that's protected. Make sure that that's there. And that's your fourth thing that you need to do. And so, obviously, a lot of this revolves around evidence preservation, making sure that evidence is protected, evidence is there, and you basically can have the evidence you need to prove your case. But the last thing, the fifth thing that I will tell you is you need to get checked out by a doctor. I can't tell you how many times I've had people that are like, you know what, I think I'm fine, I think I'm good. And I'm like, that's fine. You know, if you're good, obviously no hard feelings. You don't have to go to a doctor. But I can't tell you how many people don't go see a doctor initially, and then a month goes by, and they're having serious issues. And Amazon likes to argue that the person waited too long to go to the doctor. And so if there's any part of you that feels off or uncomfortable, just go get checked out. Go see a doctor, make sure everything's okay. They're probably going to want to do a couple scans just to check and make sure nothing's wrong, nothing's broken. You're going to be happy that you did that. You're going to be happy that you protected yourself, protected your family, and ultimately protected your health by getting checked out. And so that's 5 things that I recommend you do if you ever get involved in an accident with Amazon. And as I stated, Amazon's a huge company, very sophisticated, and they have a lot of lawyers, an entire army of lawyers. And so don't think you can handle this on your own. And so if you want to talk to us, we've handled many Amazon cases in the past. If you want to talk to us, obviously we're more than happy to talk to you to give you a free consultation. We don't charge a fee unless we recover something for you. So it's a free consultation, and we basically don't get paid until you recover in your case. But you don't have to call us. There's a lot of great personal injury lawyers out there, especially if you're in another state. But if you're in Georgia, we'd love to be the ones to tell you about our expertise and our ability to handle Amazon cases. And so feel free to give us a call. If you like getting these updates, if you like learning about your rights as your legal rights and things you need to do in certain legal situations, obviously subscribe. We love putting this information out. We love educating the public so they know what to do in certain situations. And so if you want to be the first person to get those updates when they come out, obviously like and subscribe. But until next time, everyone stay safe out there, and thanks for listening.